class today we are going to talk about firm and industries. In this series we are going to talk about many businesses, business organizations. And so the objective of the class is we are going to explain what firm is, we'll explain what industry is, then we identify the types of businesses. Now what is a firm? A firm is an independently administered business unit which carries out productive activities such as production, construction, or distributive activities. So a firm is an independently administered business unit which carries out productive activity. This productive activity can be in the construction industry, in the production industry, in the manufacturing industry, whichever industry they want to carry out business with. They carry out businesses in such areas, and then they go into business. That's firm. They are independently administrative bodies that carry out business in different business areas. It can be constructive industry, administrative industry, production industry, whichever sector, manufacturing industry they want to go into. That's it for firm. Now what about industry? An industry is the combination of a number of firms producing broadly similar commodities or services for the same market. Why this is a unit? Is a business unit that carries out business, production, manufacturing, construction, and the rest of them in business. Industry has to do with a collection of these firms that are into the same business. They carry out similar business. They do the same business and they sell to the same market. So let's take, for example, those who produce milk. Even if they have different brand name, they are industries under the milk producing industry. Those who produces tomato paste, even if they have different name, but they produce to the same local market that people will buy, and they are into the same paste, tomato paste industry. So also many others. This is what we refer to as industry. So you can distinguish between firm. Why firm is a unit of independent administrative individuals that goes into business in the constructive, manufacturing, or production industry. Firm is a collection of all these firms that are producing broadly similar products and servicing same markets. Now, we want to identify the business types. We have two business types: the private limited liability and the public enterprise. Under the private limited business, we have the partnership business, the sole proprietor, the cooperative society, and the rest of them. Then under the public enterprise, these are government-owned businesses that the government undertake. It is a business that is meant for the public, and the government are those who are involved in this business. And so the government carries out this business. For example, in the private limited, because I said two, the private sector and the public sector. The private sector is managed by individuals. The public sector is managed by the government. Those are the two types of business. And in this business economics class, we're going to talk about each of these businesses. And so, for the private sector, we have the partnership, we have the sole proprietor, we have the cooperative society, we have the limited liability companies. Under the private, the public industry which the government owns, we have things like a Nigerian Power Holding Authority, we have the water board, we have the railway, we have the and other things that we know that the government alone can control. So we see the two, public and private. In subsequent classes, we will talk about each of these businesses. While the private is aimed at profit making, established by individuals, owned by a number of persons, the public enterprise is established by the government for the aim of the public to satisfy the citizenry. Profit is not the major aim, but sometimes they make profits. These are the two kinds of businesses. In our next class, we'll talk about, still under firm and industry, we'll take other parts. What are these business enterprises? How do they affect us? How can it be established? That we'll find out in our next class. Thank you for dropping by. Follow us as we take this industry and firm series you will learn about. Till I come your way.